Alright, I imagine that means we are live. So, Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I've kind of had this game in my Steam library for a while, but Peter was interested in seeing me play through this because it's been so long since I've seen Spyro, it'll basically be a blind playthrough.
Yeah.
And I would have no problem just like emulating the like PS1 version, but because I just happen to have this from Humble Bundle, you know, having PC controls will probably be nice. And of course, as mentioned, Peter is joining me. Say hi, Peter.
Hello. Very tempted to do the joke. Hi, Peter.
Yeah, I expected you to say hi, Peter, too.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Grayson play this. This trilogy was a big part of my childhood. I probably played each of these games more than a dozen times.
Nice. I think Peter's definitely the Spyro expert here, but I'm going in blind. I just know that, if I remember correctly, you want me to change the soundtrack to the original?
Yes, once we get in game, it's not going to let you do that though until after
Yeah, for
you've
some
already
reason the
watched
options
it.
menu is just controls and graphics.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's rather strange, but at least it let me turn off motion blur.
Yes, thankfully.
Thankfully. But I'm
I don't know
perfectly
if
good
it'll-
with using the original soundtrack because it's probably really good.
It definitely is. The
Let's just
soundtrack
start
was...
with the third game now.
Oh, of course.
Spyro the
That's what it
Dragon.
was.
There's a little bit of a debate among Spyro the Dragon fans as to whether 2 or 3 is the best one in the series.
Hmm.
My
I will
personal
have to
opinion
like
is the
mess
third
with the
one.
graphic settings more once I'm in game and see how everything looks and what the frame rate is.
Indeed.
Already, like the letters look kind of odd.
Yep. I think it might be lagging a little bit on you.
It's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
Getting some frame drops, it seems.
Character. Now, I understand
Indeed.
he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature. Simple? He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat? Besides, he is ugly. Ugly? That does it!
That crosses the line.
Indeed.
Yes, outraged for seeing that, and that's his villain motivation. I love it.
The villain motivation of Nasty Nork is fantastically simple-minded.
I love when villains are just motivated by like something stupid.
Yeah. I would say, honestly, probably the villain of the second game is also motivated by something pretty stupid, too.
Makes sense.
The third
I,
one, slightly less so.
Not that I really watched the show all that much, but I think, say, Doofenshmirtz probably fits into the category of just having really comedically stupid motivation.
Yeah, no doubt.
He
I-
was the gnome.
He was!
Uh,
Oh, man.
He was what?
He was,
The
like,
gnome.
yes, the gnome.
Of course.
One of Doofenshmirtz's backstories is that as a kid, his father made him stand outside dressed as a lawn gnome because I think they couldn't
I
afford
remember
a lawn.
that. Still a bit laggy, it would seem.
Yep.
Also, that's
Indeed.
some mouse sensitivity right there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I want. Do I find mouse sensitivity?
I'm not entirely
Camera.
sure off the top of my head. My mouse sensitivity was fine, so I did not adjust it.
Just turn it all the way up and see what that's like. It's hard to tell through the lag, but I think that's better.
Indeed.
And maybe I'll just use like the preset things here. That's probably a better idea of what looks good. Still laggy.
Indeed. Quite a lot of lag. Hopefully we can manage to fix that, or we might have to end up playing the original.
Indeed. Oh god, this does not look great, and it's still lagging.
Oh, that's very problematic.
Yeah, could be better. Geez, if all of this on low and it's about the same.
Indeed.
Probably would have started the game to test this out if I knew that it would be a problem like this.
Indeed.
Yeah, let me try closing Firefox. It seems to be using a good bit of CPU, so if I close it, maybe that'll help.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, in fact, it's using more CPU than Spyro Reignited Trilogy, so I'm really hoping that'll fix it.
Hopefully, that's insane. Why is Firefox using so much of your computer space?
I genuinely don't know. This already looks slightly better, but
Yep.
it hasn't fully shut down yet. Okay, now it is shut down, but it's still at the computer's still at 100. Okay, there are a bunch of Firefox processes, so it's clearly like doing some, like it's saving something probably.
Hmm.
Hopefully that'll
Very
go
weird.
away soon.
Hopefully. Yeah, troubleshooting can really be a nightmare at times.
Yeah. Why are there still so many Firefox processes? What does it have to do to close? The windows are already gone.
I have no clue.
Well, some of the Firefox processes disappeared. Okay, I think they're all gone.
Okay, let's
Now
keep our
will it
fingers
work?
crossed.
That looks so much better. Oh my god, look at that frame rate. This is actually
It's
playable.
better. Still sort of laggy, but it's
I
better.
think that's just share screen.
That could be the share screen.
Might
Should we
be
watch this on
dropping a few
Twitch?
frames
Hmm.
if I
Well,
change the priority.
you can certainly try that. I must say the gem at the bottom seems to be spinning a little bit more smoothly now, so maybe.
I mean, it's playable. It's perfectly fine now.
It's not for us. Can you restart your share screen on Discord?
Sure.
That might fix the issue. If not, I might have you send us a Twitch link.
Well, the Twitch link is in the announcements channel.
All right. Okay, that's much better. We're good.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of low.
Yep. Did you switch the music over, by the way?
Not yet. Camera passive.
Right.
What's the difference?
I always play with active mode, but I've long since forgotten after like a decade and a half of playing in active mode what the difference is.
Let me mess with it a bit then.
Mhm.
See what the difference is.
I know one of them you mostly have to move the camera, and the other one it mostly moves itself, but I could not tell you which is which, because at this point, everything I do in this game is so down to muscle memory, I genuinely just don't remember.
And it felt like I was more in control of it when I had it on active. Yeah, it feels better like this, so I guess that's just what I'll leave it as. The music original. Dynamic
Yep.
music in Reignited, that's a cool idea.
It is, and it's definitely something to fool around with. So I've mentioned to Grayson before that I watched several people do Let's Plays of this, including Vinny Vinesauce. And what Vinny would do is he would check out the Reignited music for a while, and he tried the original one for a while on different levels. And if you're on a level for a particularly long time, it's not a bad idea to check and see what they did differently in Reignited. But I definitely do think for most levels the original is the superior.
And God, look at how good this can look. It was really Firefox dragging everything down. I didn't even have to turn down the graphics quality.
What is with modern browsers, seriously?
I don't know. The amount of sensitivity actually seems a bit too high now, so maybe there's a difference between active and passive. Maybe I just thought it was too low because it was in passive or something.
It's a good question.
We'll have this figured out soon.
Mm. And one last comment on the music. I did tell Grayson that for levels that I genuinely think that the new soundtrack is better, that I will let him know about those. But he's unlikely to get to any levels like that tonight.
Yep. This is probably... Yeah, that seems good. That's workable.
Nice.
Alright, now I just gotta close Task Manager so I can actually see the chat and whatnot. Now, I believe I have everything figured out with the settings, right?
I believe so, yes. You've
Oh,
done
wait.
the graphics.
Okay, motion
You've
blur is
done-
off on this preset. Good.
Nice.
What's the map do? Is that like an accessibility thing, you think?
The map is a feature that existed in the second game that they never had in the first or the third, so I just kind of got used to playing the games without it. If you want it, it'll show you a small mini map of the area that you're in, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't look at that as the legitimate Spyro experience, but you can use it if you want.
It doesn't matter to me. Alright, so now I am actually playing the game. I was probably supposed to do something up here or something, but I kind of fell down while trying to change things.
That's fine. You could find your way back up easily enough. You should probably just use the ramp, though. I imagine there probably is some sneaky way to get up here without just walking around, but you're certainly not going to pull it off after 2 minutes of playing.
Nestor.
Mhm.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
Thank you for walking forward.
In the artisan world, then find the
I know it was
balloons. They'll
greatly
transport you
difficult
the
to
next
go a couple feet from the starting area.
Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
One of the things that's really cool about the Reignited Trilogy is that every one of the dragons that you can rescue is unique and has their own unique look. In the original game, they were basically just the same model with slight color palette swaps.
Makes sense. Oh, apparently I can talk. Oh, just
Yep,
review the
Zoe the
cutscene,
Fairy.
I guess.
Yep.
Nice.
Which is nice if you accidentally skip it, which is something that's definitely very doable.
So did he turn into that girl, or?
No, he just flew
No.
away, and then that girl kind of appeared.
Yep. Zoe the Fairy.
Ah.
At least I
Left click
think
to
it's
attack.
Zoe. Actually, you know what? From a lore perspective, I think it's just a fairy. Zoe isn't officially the fairy you interact with until the second game.
I don't know where to go, so this seems like good place as any.
I'm not telling you. This is your
I don't
adventure.
expect you to tell me. Which
Yep,
is why
I'll
I'm
give you
going this
hints
way.
if you want.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Afraid of what?
falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers.
Oh, that.
I see.
And you'll do both
This
of those.
guy. Murder.
There is so much this life and the enemies in this game.
Murder. And yeah, the animations definitely seem very good so far.
Indeed. This is, as I said, a very faithful remaster. Everything just looks really good.
Town Square.
If those portals
This
take
is
you to different levels in the area.
Oh, that
Just
was a
2
chest.
gems.
I genuinely thought that was a burger from far away.
Really?
Oh, I love that. Ah, yeah, Spyro burgers. In fact, you move the arrow keys, you can sort of maybe make him move a little bit. You can also hit the flame button while he's in the loading screen, too.
I love it.
It's fun.
I love when games do this.
Oh, it's a really cool aspect. He also does these cool loop-de-loops. Sometimes they're bigger than others. Worth keeping an eye on.
This music sounds vaguely familiar. Murder.
It's certainly early game. You said that you did see this as a kid a little bit, so it's very likely you would have made it to this level.
Yeah, probably.
You have to
Tell
start.
me. Huh?
No, never mind. I was about to accidentally tell you how to solve it. You didn't hear me? All the better.
You did kind of remind me that there was a button that I hadn't tried yet, though.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the right stick to get a good look.
Right stick. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll use the right stick.
He wasn't French in the original. They taken some liberties, but I do like his design.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone kind of looked the same, you gotta take some liberties.
Indeed. And they pretty much did. I mean, it's a bit of an exaggeration what I said before, that there
Oh,
was
I
only
clicked out
like
of the
one
window
model.
somehow.
It was more like there were 3 models. Tall, buff dragon, large dragon, and
Yeah, but I'm
sort
sure
of
that's still a
long
lot of
dragon.
dragons that look the same, so they kind of
Oh,
have to go in
absolutely.
different directions with a lot of them.
Indeed. And it's honestly astounding just how much variety there is.
Get the feeling I can't do much with this. Unfortunate.
Want me to tell you?
Huh?
Want me to tell you?
Sure, I suppose.
Flame it and jump into it while the gem is in the air.
Oh. I definitely don't think I would have figured that out.
Yeah, it's not the most intuitive system.
Is that a life I just got?
Yep,
Nice.
those are 1-ups.
Devlin.
Thanks, Spyro.
You already
I
had a
have the
cake
word
ready.
edge on the tip of my wing. Did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing the jump button at the very top of your jump?
I think I already figured that out.
Most of their hints are kind of obvious.
Huh.
Occasionally they will give you something genuinely valuable, but usually it's kind of obvious.
Oh, that guy's bad.
Mhm.
But yeah, this was like PS1, so I'm sure this was the first like 3D platformer for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, certainly. Well, I was about to say certainly was for me, but then I remembered I played Crash first. But, you know, in some ways, Crash is closer to 2D. It looks 3D, but often plays 2D. I guess some people will call it a 2.5D.
Is that really accurate? I usually hear 2.5D referring to like, I don't know, a 2D game with 3D graphics.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg. Run, run! I'm getting a little winded.
Somehow this guy became even more over the top in the Reignited Trilogy.
I see. I see some stuff up there, but I'm not sure how to get up there at the moment. This isn't something I'm supposed to know, is it? Or do I gotta go?
No,
like...
it's not. It's not something you're supposed to know. But I will tell you something about the original game that's kind of important for this. There are no unlockables in this particular game. The next two games do, but you can get to everything in this level right now, but it's not obvious.
Yeah, if I was certainly planning on just like looking around the level to see, like, if there was an alternate way to get there, and I'm not really sure where all I can go, because it kind of seems like that's not a way I can go back through.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, I can always just go through here and then come back.
Yep, I would genuinely say that the first time I played Spyro, which, I only remember vaguely well as it's been like 20 years, but the first time I played Spyro, definitely most areas I did not get everything the first time I was in them. There's a lot of stuff that you kind of learn just by being put into situations as the game goes on. And I'm not gonna tell you all of those things. Telling you how to get the gem out of the jump box, sure, but
Yeah, there's no way I would figure that out on my own. I genuinely would have thought that I needed something to be able to get that.
long-term Spyro fans will know the name Treetops and shudder a bit. So I will say that when Grayson gets there, I'm willing to give him some hints on that. But otherwise, most things in this game, I'm going to let him figure out for himself.
I don't see... It would be nice if I could, like, zoom out or something, but...
This is the camera angle you get.
Yep, this is the camera angle I get.
And it's honestly better than it would have been in the original game, going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, mouse controls are generally easier to deal with from what I understand. I say completely as someone who doesn't play games on controller all that much.
Indeed.
I am just a tiny bit lost. Probably not supposed to do something that stupidly precise.
No. It's not terribly obvious what you're supposed to do, but yeah, it's honestly not that precise. There's honestly not much in Spyro that's super precise. I'm actually struggling to think off the top of my head of an example of something that is, like, ridiculously precise. Usually,
And
if you're
that's just
being
the other
that
side of where I
precise...
was and couldn't get back through.
Hmm.
Well, you mentioned that you didn't get everything in every area on your first try anyway, so
Oh, good lord, no.
I could absolutely just leave this be and then come back later, I suppose.
Yeah, I would actually say that probably that would make more sense, is once you've played enough levels, you'll start to know what you're looking for.
Yeah, I figured that, like,
I
just if I
think
play
you
the
got...
other levels, I'll, have a better feel for what I can and can't do and have a better idea of what to look for.
Yep, I would actually say that you got everything I did the first time I ever played this game in that level.
Makes sense.
I don't think I figured out what I was supposed to do there for quite a decent while. I'm not sure if I even figured it out while I was still in this first world. And honestly, most levels in the game, I'm pretty sure I did not get everything the first try.
I wonder what those dots are on the life counter.
The life counter. So, do you want me to explain that to you?
Is it like pieces of a life? Like when I get enough of them, I get a life?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Nice.
And you'll note that enemies drop gems, but since gems is a finite resource in this game, there's only
that
so
guy
many
didn't give any the second time I killed him.
Yep,
I kind of realized that after the first time I hit him because he dropped from when I hit him last time, but I was too committed to murder by that point.
Understandable. But yeah, any enemy that you've killed before on the second try gives a life piece.
I see. You say that gems are a finite resource. I imagine I'll have, like, something that lets me know what levels I've missed stuff in.
Yeah, actually, hang on. Select your menu and go to guidebook. And there you go.
see.
Tells you everything that's in a given level.
That's cool.
Yep. And another fun thing is that you can automatically travel to any level you've been to before using the space bar. That was not a feature in the original game, but I do think it's a very nice quality of life addition.
Oh, it's just like fast travel kind of thing. That's cool.
Yep. Yep, very cool.
Skill points.
Yep, skill points are additional challenges. They also award extra lives if you complete them.
Cool.
Yep.
This definitely seems like the kind of stuff that would make a game very replayable.
Oh, absolutely. Spyro is very much a game I enjoy just replaying from time to time. When I was a kid, I probably played it about once every year. These days, as an adult, it's probably about once every 2 years.
Definitely seems rather fun so far.
Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. This is one of the few night levels in the series.
Oh.
I really love what they did with this area. It was already super cool in the original, but they've just it's a really pleasant to look at level.
Gonna guess by that luck I need like a key or something.
You are correct.
Puny shield can't stop me.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Their metal armor is fireproof.
I just did
but a
this.
charge attack will take care of them.
There's a surprisingly large number of dragons that are in places where, in order to get to them, you have to do the thing they're hinting at.
I mean, I don't
Which
think you
is-
had to deal with those guys. Could have just gone around them, for example.
Yeah, which, you know, I suspect that a kid playing this for the first time, it's quite likely that they might have no idea how to deal with it, and they just run around it to get the dragon, and then the dragon explains it.
Makes sense.
You want to see what's not explained, though? These guys.
Huh.
And you figured it out. Their
Just wait
backside.
for him to turn around.
Mhm.
Didn't seem too hard.
Nope. But I would argue that they're certainly more confusing than the guys that the dragon gave you a heads on.
Oh, absolutely.
Spyro, wanna know a secret? Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Ah, yeah, big secret. What's the action button?
You know, off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure. It was triangle in the
I
original game.
accidentally found something else, though.
Ah, yes, the roll. The roll is a feature that
Oh,
was
F.
original. Yep, you found it. It was F, apparently.
Is there a way to, like, cancel the glide after you've done it?
The action button.
Oh.
Yep.
A little bit awkward for, like, WSC and, like, F to be, like, the cancel button, but
You
it
could
works.
theoretically move that if you struggle with it.
I could, I suppose, but it's not too big a deal. What am I gonna get? Gems.
Yep. That's what you get for most things.
Makes sense. They are finite, so you need to do that to be able to get all of them.
Yep.
Not sure if I like the way that the camera sort of becomes fixed when I do this. Oh well.
Yeah, this is kind of the way it always has been. But I can certainly see why that might be sort of annoying.
Yeah. Controls are certainly better than they would be if I was emulating this game for sure.
Big
Indeed.
enemies like this Nork with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
I love the designs that they came out with these guys. Like the guy talking about flames has a candle.
Indeed, it's wonderful. It really is. You can tell they put a lot of love into these designs. And they absolutely did not have to. The original dragons, as I said, were all basically the same, so these were things they actively went out of their way to do.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a return thing.
Yep, that's the way out.
I actually got everything except for all the gems.
Yep, you're missing 16.
Do wonder if I could find the rest. It seems like that would be easy on an early level like this.
I genuinely think that this one is one that you can finish pretty easily, yes. I don't think that there's really much hiding in this level that you couldn't find if you look for a little bit.
Nothing around the starting area.
Indeed, but it's good to be thorough.
Oh, there's one.
Mm-hmm.
7 left to go.
It might be less than that. Different colored gems have different values.
True, but gems that add up to 6 left to go, I guess.
Indeed. Honestly, they probably are all red on this level. Most of the gems here are red or green. I'm not sure if there's even a single one of higher denomination.
Makes sense.
Believe it or not, they go all the way up to 25 in some levels.
Huh.
Oh, fun thing you might not find yourself. There's a couple campfires down there at the bottom of those stairs. You can set them aflame.
Oh, I didn't even notice that there were campfires there.
Yep.
That's an achievement.
Yep. I probably shouldn't have told you that. I forgot that it was an achievement, but it's one of these things that just sort of, you know, a fun little thing you can do. And I wanted to make sure you got to experience that.
Yeah. I am unsure of where I haven't looked yet. I don't think there was much up here. Well, it would help if I could make the jump.
I believe, and I'm not sure off the top of my head what the button is, but I believe that there is like a button that you can press that will make sparks point towards the nearest gem as well. For the record, that's something that used to be an unlockable, so it's something that they decided to add in for quality of life purposes. But it is a nice thing nonetheless if you just get really stuck and cannot find something. But you'd have to figure out what button it is, because I frankly don't remember.
These frogs infinitely respawn.
Yes.
Huh. I believe that judging by the way this guy like eats what is it, like a butterfly that comes out? I'm going to guess it's just an infinitely respawning source of health. Nice.
Yeah. I should clarify, I just said that did yes to that. I believe they do. Most health sources in the game, you kill the little animals, they will stay dead.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Then I have to figure out how to get to that. Seems pretty easy. Oh, there were ones of higher denominations.
Green ones. Green are worth 2.
Nice.
Nice. You 100% your first level.
Hooray! I definitely do like that they made that a finite resource to, you know, make it sort of fun to try and look for them.
Yep. I mean, it's a collectathon for a reason.
Wait,
The original trilogy... What was that?
skill point. Reach tricky platform. That was a tricky platform?
Honestly, it can be a little bit tricky the first time you start jumping and gliding. Remember, you've done 2 levels now, so you're starting to get used to the controls, but someone who's straight out of the gate has just jumped off
So...
from the central platform, it can be a bit difficult to make that at first.
Gotcha.
Trust me,
So someone who, if they just found the guidebook, like, immediately after starting, this would be absolutely a tricky platform.
Yeah, you're just starting to get used to it. You've been playing for more than a few minutes, so... it's worth mentioning that, yeah, the skill points definitely ramp up. And I can tell you that as a retrospective from the fact that I've played this game literally over a dozen times throughout my life, this first world, for someone who knows what they're doing, is like... the entire thing is like a tutorial. It's really hard to make any sort of challenge in this first world that difficult. So if you're trying to build skill points, it's going to be hard to find something genuinely difficult here.
Makes sense. Delvin.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing?
Eating butterflies. It's actually kind of weird.
Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Yeah, Sparks' obsession with butterflies is a little odd.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, like, eating food, but how hungry is this guy? Jeez.
Very.
Like, how does the, Speak of the devil.
Yep, there's a lot of fun idle animations in this game.
That is pretty neat. It has, like, the appetite of, standard, RPG protagonist, where you just eat a ton of food to heal.
Indeed.
So, I do remember these things from when I played this on the PS1. I don't know why I remember these, but they're glowing at least.
You found the secret.
Was that it?
Yep, that's
I
it.
was expecting them to do something. I didn't expect it to just be hit all of them. I thought there would be like an order or something.
Indeed.
Well,
you can try to fight. You can try to fight level if you want. Just be aware that it's a mini game of sorts, and will be very different mechanics from what you've been doing so far.
I might save that then. But yeah, I was thinking about how I like recognize those, and I was so sure it was gonna be like one of those things where you have to press them in the right order, and if you press the wrong one, it resets, and you just gotta trial and error it. Nope, much simpler than I would have expected.
Yeah. No, definitely not as complicated as you would think. In fact, I make it easier than it used to be by making them glow. They did not glow in the original game like that.
Huh.
Then you may use this balloon to fly to a new world.
Yep, this guy is like the way that you go between the different worlds in the game.
Come back to see me.
Gotcha. I seem to remember the portal that's like right in the middle here. I mean, again, like early area, so I'm sure I saw it as a kid, but
yeah,
I think it will probably be the most familiar area out of the first area ones, probably.
I would honestly say that just to pull numbers out of my ass, probably 80% of people on their first run, that would be the first area they would go to, just because of where it's located relative to everything else.
And I only didn't because I was chasing an enemy who ran through a tunnel.
Indeed, and I mean,
that's
that's
the only reason.
I mean, it's certainly safe to say that all 3 of the areas that you could access immediately are probably someone's first level.
Makes sense. Oh yeah, I was gonna comment on it, but forgot to when you told me about how you can move around on the loading screen. I like when games do that. It reminds me of like that Toho fighting game where you can move your character around on the credits.
Indeed. Fun stuff. And I do love that that's the thing you can do here.
Well, that's a hole.
It is a hole.
Well, we.
You might as well.
Yeah, I was just looking around to make sure it wasn't like where I was supposed to go, and like I'd be losing access to other stuff by going down. But since there are a bunch of other ways, I feel like it's not too big of a deal.
Dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong, like me.
Sure.
My response exactly, Spyro.
Yep. It was the coffee dragon.
Oh, so this is all this is. Just a chest that I need a key for, and that guy.
But to be fair, for kids growing up and, you know, well, like just kids in general.
Yeah,
it's
the kids
not
are meant to play
terribly-
this game. They
Yeah,
wouldn't know
and
how
that's
this
not
works.
obvious. There's two things in this level, the well being one of them, that were definitely not obvious to me as a kid, and I don't think were obvious to most kids. But I suspect you'll find both of them very quickly. You already have found one of them pretty quickly.
What was it?
Yeah, the well.
But yeah, I feel like stuff that obvious, like it is good to tell people about that, but I feel like probably should have been like a loading screen tip or something. I
Indeed.
suppose they had to give like dialogue to a whole bunch of these guys, so they needed something.
Yeah, and I mean, this certainly comes from an era where the loading screen tips were not a thing.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home.
So this is definitely meant to be like the first level.
Yes.
No thanks. See ya.
Spyro is even more dismissive of characters that want to tell him stories in this game than he was in the original. The sarcasm coming off him is just crazy.
I see. Up.
I remember you mentioning that you remembered those guys.
Yep. Just for context, to anyone watching, when I was talking about my plans to play this game, I mentioned that I had like one enemy that I vaguely just remembered. Like, it's not even like I could describe the enemy, it was just like an I'll know it when I see it kind of thing. And when I commented that I seem to remember it having like a voice line, Peter showed me that enemy, like the PS1 version. I was like, it's him.
It's him.
And I suppose it makes sense. Like, I had a feeling that he would be in this area. That's why I felt like I remembered the, like that portal more than the others. Weird how that works.
Indeed.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action
Yeah, they thought
button
this was the
to
first
drop down
area
with
you'd
flight.
go to.
Didn't we
Yeah.
already go over this?
I mean,
Yeah,
to be fair,
well-
the bit about pressing the action button, I think, is new.
Get ready. Once we're done in this world, like, half the dragons have the same exact thing to tell you, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Just making sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. I think that's just like the... Wait, no, there's gems up there.
Yep, that is your hint, is those gems.
I was about to say, I think that's just like the wall around the area, because you see like vast expanses over there, but I wouldn't expect to actually be able to go over there. But nope, gems
You
right here.
can't. In fact, try going over there right now and you'll see what happens. Yep, in between the crystal pillars you cannot go past.
Gotcha.
But-
I really thought this wall, like down here, was like the standard way of showing you can't go past this point.
Nope. this is another thing that as a kid was not obvious to me at first.
Uh,
I guess that's the third thing in the level, as I've mentioned already, that there were two non-obvious things. That was not one of the two.
yeah, for a second I thought you meant that that was the other one.
Oh, look, you just found the other one.
Gotcha.
The beach. That beach is totally not obvious, especially on the PS1, where the camera angle was not nearly as nice as it is here.
Yep, hooray for, mouse controls.
Mhm.
I've seen people play A Hat in Time with a controller. It does not seem fun.
I can believe it. I don't think I would want to play A Hat in Time with a controller. Yep. Anyone who's interested in A Hat in Time should check out our series where we played A Hat in Time.
Yeah,
It was a good
it
time.
wasn't a stream that I did or anything, but Peter did a stream, and I was there.
Yep, that's right. Grace was there. Hat in Time has this fun multiplayer functionality, which is something I've never really seen in like a standard platformer before. I mean, sure, there's platforms out there. Ah, great, you got your first safety. Congrats.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that guy, like, run away, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to take, like, racing lines to get him.
Yeah, you absolutely do. They are very good at getting away unless you just, cut off as much as you can from their path.
Yeah, I like when games have enemies where you really gotta, like, chase them like that.
Oh yeah, the thieves are a fun feature. Unless you have motion sickness, in which case they're a really irritating feature. I knew a guy who had light motion sickness, and he absolutely hated them because having to do all those tight turns in this game sort of triggered that for him, which was unfortunate.
Probably not as light as mine then, because I can at least handle 3D games, fortunately.
Indeed, you are definitely lucky.
It's just like I've got to turn off motion blur and then I'll be fine.
Yep.
I wonder just how many gems I'm missing in like this big open field out here. If I miss that one I just got.
It's very possible there's a few more you're missing. I couldn't tell you for sure because I never seem to remember myself, but I have a general vague sense of where all of them are when I'm doing the game myself. But yeah, they're good at hiding. Just be aware that it's not just up here that you're missing gems. You are missing gems elsewhere too.
Yeah, I just need to quickly check around this area to make sure that I didn't miss anything, because I was missing those ones that I just got.
Yep.
Don't
I will
see
be
anything
right
else.
back. You can keep going. I won't be long.
Wait, what kind of guess was this again? Oh, okay, no, it's the same color as those ones you just break with the charge, but it definitely needs a key.
Looked like it had a bit of blue on it instead of just being silver.
Looked mostly silver to me, but might just be me.
I'm back. What did I miss while I was gone?
He
Yep.
defeated the final boss, actually.
Oh yeah, so those chests were the final boss.
I see you found this room, though. Cool stuff.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
I love this
yes, of
guy's
course.
steampunk design.
Yeah. But you mostly just missed, like, cool thing where I went around the room and smashed all the chests with a charge.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things to do. I love that room.
I'm forgetting which areas I've already visited. That looks familiar.
Yep.
Pretty sure I've
I think
already
I'm gonna
been
go to
this
bed
way
now,
as
guys.
well.
What was that, Taylor?
I said I think I'm gonna go to bed now, guys.
Yeah, good night, Taylor.
Good night, night.
I will see you all eventually.
Indeed.
I got an achievement. Sheep
Oh, it's your
kebab.
sheep. Oh, the sheep.
Pretty sure this is just the area I just was. Yep. Okay, so I've checked out all those areas. God, how am I missing that many? I still
I
don't know
think
how
I
to...
know what you're missing. I'm obviously not going to tell you, but I think I know what you're missing.
Well, I suppose I'll keep exploring the area then.
Indeed.
Oh.
Yep, that's what you're missing.
I was like, I didn't even find the key either.
This was one of the things that I was not able to finish the first time as a kid because I never was able to find that beach for the longest time. So you can't get the key and you can't get the gems down there.
Gotcha.
Drove me nuts for ages. I tell you
I
that
bet.
much. As a kid with a limited camera control of the original, I think I probably spent a good 45 minutes just wandering around this level trying to figure it out.
2 more. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, you're missing 2 more. Or it could be 1 green gem. I'd actually probably be willing to bet it's just 1 green gem.
If I had
Almost
to
certain.
guess, probably on the big open field up there.
I have 3 guesses actually for where it could be, and that is one of them, yes.
Have to tell me what you... Oh. I think I see it.
Never mind. Wow, that's a lot more obvious than I was expecting, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, but it's a big field.
Yeah. You beat the thief a little early, I think, is part of the thing. I think normally one would spot this particular chest in the process of chasing the thief.
Yeah, I think that hill kind of obscures it too.
There you go. You did it, 100%. So the other places I was thinking it could be is that up there on the top of the castle thing, there are a bunch of gems hidden in the ramparts. I thought it was possible maybe you missed one. And also in this area, sometimes some gems are crammed up against the walls. But turns out you got all those.
I was gonna exit the level by stepping on the thing, but I'll just do this.
Yeah, as a kid, I always had this weird OCD about always stepping on the thing, but genuinely don't waste your time. It's not... It doesn't
I
help
thought it
you
would be
any.
cool, but then I, like, picked
It is
the
cool.
exact wrong way.
Yeah, it is cool, but you'll have plenty more opportunities to do it that way.
Oh, there's another dragon here somewhere.
Yep.
I think I've really picked up here.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, you cannot get in there.
I
There used
figured.
to actually be... You know how there were always like, playground rumors about things? This is one of those kinds of things that there would be playground rumors
So
about.
there's just never any way to get in here?
Nope, never. Never has been, never will be. But there were definitely playground rumors about how you could get in there by doing, XYZ special thing. But yeah,
of course, like,
there's no... They actually
run
made
around
it
this
more
thing
so.
1,000 times or something like that.
Yeah. They actually made it even more suspicious because in the original, it was just a solid wall. I mean, it looked like a door, but it was just a...
Adding it so it, like, jiggles when you hit it.
Yeah, now it's even more suspicious.
That's great. The feeling this thing was going to open up.
Yep.
Cool, Flash. Do that again.
Well, just hit the replay thing.
Through a portal behind me. You can challenge him now, if you feel you are ready.
Wait, what do you say? The artisan?
Yeah, so every one of the Spyro realms is named after the kinds of dragons that live there. The one you're in is called the Artisan's Realm because all the dragons that live in this area are various kinds of craftsmen. This is the boss of the Artisan's Realm, which I'm just going to come out and say it. Bosses in Spyro 1 are kind of underwhelming.
I see.
The second and third game have the actual legit bosses.
Gotcha.
You could just think of this as another platforming level with one particularly annoying enemy.
Makes sense. You like that background though, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, this level is gorgeous.
I was not expecting him to slam down.
The
Oh.
dogs are irritating as hell. This is the first level that you could legit die on in this game, really easily, honestly.
Hmm. I am not super sure how these things work.
Yeah, they
To
take some
play
getting
it safe,
used
I
to.
guess. Ooh. Ah, goddammit. I tried to charge away, but it didn't work.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know how their AI works, and there are still times when playing this game where I can still get hit by these guys.
Hmm. Well, I tried to save myself, but it didn't really work.
Indeed.
This would be a
Interesting
great time for the charge to not fix the camera, because I feel like I would have been able to dodge it pretty well if I could just, like, dodge backwards.
Indeed.
I was trying to... Oh, I didn't get hit by it, though. I got hit by that guy, but I was expecting it to, like, stun me or something. I could do that, I suppose.
I think that's honestly how I dealt with these guys back the first few times I played this. Because frankly, they're not worth the trouble. Believe it or not, though, I've gotten to the point where I can pretty much stand my ground with these guys. But
Oh, you can just kind of hit them twice.
Yep.
That helps a little bit.
Yeah, it seems you've already kind of figured out how I do it nowadays.
There we go.
Yeah, you're getting the hang of it.
Just don't get attacked at all, because their attack is just horrible. Ah, I wasn't expecting that guy to hit me from there. Oh well.
Yeah, he can.
That he can.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
I see, does he now?
Not particularly. The biggest trick is what the boss actually is, which you'll see.
This guy seems certainly familiar to me.
Yep. Also, interesting comment is that Dragon's dialogue actually, for some reason, slightly different. It's not exactly the same as it was in the original game. Originally, rather than calling him one of his most devious henchmen, it was one of his most ingenious henchmen. And rather than saying Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve, it was originally this boss has many tricks up his sleeve. And yep, he's just a sheep. I'm still. Hey, you did it!
That was him. I was wondering if that was him, in which case, yeah, that was...
Yep, that's the artisan boss.
Can he even attack you?
He can.
I have that he couldn't.
Yep. I mean, weirdly enough, he actually does not hit you, I don't think, when he's in the scarecrow form. But when he's just the sheep on stilts, he will sometimes, if you get too close to him without hitting him, he will just hit you with one of his stilt legs.
Wow.
Yep.
Just missing a few gems.
Indeed.
Well, I think I got all the ones for the enemies that I've seen, at least.
Yep. I'm pretty sure you've managed to get all the gems for the areas you've been to so far.
Hmm. Looking in here, don't see much.
There you go.
I was that was the next place I was planning on checking, actually.
Yep. And that should be everything.
Nice.
There you go, 100%. You did it.
I did it. Oh, missed it.
That is the thing that happens.
Neat.
Indeed. Claim some of those sheep. There, now you have sparks again.
Oh, I didn't realize that health persisted between levels.
It does.
Huh. Good to know. This guy again. Oh, I actually haven't bought this one, apparently.
Nope, there's 2 of them.
Nice.
Mhm.
No idea how many gems I'm missing in this area, but it's at least a few. Nobody puts 97 gems in an area.
No. That would be a very strange number indeed. Yeah, they're all multiples of 100.
Yep. I would believe that there would be some in here. That just seems like a place I'd miss some. I don't
It does
see
seem
any,
like a
though.
restart place.
Well,
Don't stay in the water. You will drown.
I wasn't expecting that to damage me. I thought it was like a couple inches deep.
Yeah, Spyro is really, really, really weak to water in the first game.
Huh.
He learns how to swim in the second, so don't you worry, this is not a permanent thing, but first game, stay out of any liquid. Just any liquid. There you go.
Hey. Murder. Well, now feels like a good time as I need to check this out.
Yep.
Alright, I forgot that, like, the control for, canceling the glide is weird. I keep pressing, like, shift, thinking that would be it.
Indeed. This is a flight level. As the name implies, you're going to be doing some flying.
Look at me go, I'm flying. This is the level right here.
Indeed. So just to get you prepared right off the bat, there's various goals you have to complete in the level, and you have a limited amount of time to do them in, and finishing goals will get you extra time. For example, flaming those barrels is one of the goals. You will probably have to do several attempts before you figure out a solution that will work for you.
There, I was a bit disoriented by the fact I could even land during this.
You can.
But yeah, going in that tunnel is probably my first mistake.
Indeed. Also, you can't hit the water.
I didn't hit the water until I realized that you can't hit walls or else you'll just immediately get, like, the flight just gets canceled.
It takes a little getting used to these. I
That-
could genuinely see someone hating these, honestly. I think they're kind of fun, but I could see someone hating them.
Is there a way to, like... how do I... Is there a way to, like, make it so when I press W, I go up instead of down?
Invert mouse flying Y.
I don't use
It's
the
at the
mouse,
very
though. I've
bottom.
been using WSD.
I think it still will work.
Nope.
And you theoretically could just swap the keyboard controls until you're done in the level if it bothers you that much. That is
I mean,
definitely
if I
very.
can use the mouse, then I think I'll just use the mouse. And the mouse is the exact same controls that I hate, so now I have to turn it back. Okay.
Yeah, probably
This is
using the
better.
mouse is ideal. I think I certainly, with the Reignited Trilogy, always use the mouse for these.
Yeah, this time I hopefully won't just run into something and then, you know, immediately die.
Indeed.
Where are these guys?
They're flying. You gotta take them down, too.
Nice.
Yep. Every world in the game has a flight level. They're often pretty well hidden. Well, I say pretty well hidden despite the fact that I'm pretty sure that you will find all of them pretty quickly.
Makes sense.
They're not intended for kids to find them immediately, let's put it that way. Like the jumping puzzle there at the waterfall.
Hmm. So I can guess what another one of the objectives is. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
Yep, that's it.
I saw 3 in the distance, and I was like, okay, gotta find number 1. But no, they just... Oh, they give more time.
Yep, plus 3 seconds. Everything, by the way, gives extra time.
Nice.
Yep, flaming the barrels, flaming the planes, going through the arches, flaming the chests you'll eventually find, and all of the other various goals that occur in other flight levels. And I see you're already figuring out that just following the track directly is probably not your best bet.
Yeah, after my first attempt, I said it was probably a mistake, but I was trying to, like, fix my controls, so I just kind of inadvertently went that way.
Indeed. Once you get a feel for where everything's at, I can give you a few hints on how to finish this more efficiently. Or at least how I do it.
Nice. Yeah, God, I can't really get a feel for the range of the flames, it seems.
The planes are probably one of the most annoying things to do in these stages. I can 100% say that the planes are probably my least favorite goal in these flight levels.
Well, this is certainly a dead attempt, but I might as well see what's over here.
More
Yeah,
arches.
there is more stuff this way. That's not necessarily where I'd want to end. I do
No.
enjoy, like, routing things, so this might be fun to just sort of figure out.
Yep, I would agree with that. And since you like routing things, then I will only really give you hints if you want them. How's that?
Yeah, I'll ask if I get, like, really stuck.
Yep. Which I can guarantee you, even my routes, which I've been using since I was a kid, are probably not the most optimal. I am sure there are far better ways to do it. And even when you win, the game tells you your time so that, you know, you're able to compete with yourself, so to speak, to get better time. I should be clear that finishing the level will end up giving you everything you need here, though, so you really only have to beat it once. But you can do it as many times as you want.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, there he is. It's annoying, like, trying to find the last plane, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're telling me.
Anything...
Trust me, I'm really aware.
So I imagine these arches are just a loop around the whole island.
Yep.
So I could do this in really any order I want.
Exactly. The game has a suggested order for these things, but honestly, the game's suggested order is often super tight. Like, any small little mistake at all, and you could fuck the whole thing up. Honestly, if these chests were all that you had left, I'd say you got this, but you do have a few other things you missed in the level.
Yeah, this seems like a dead end, so definitely the thing to do last. I heard it, the guy on the tracks. Guess he wasn't
It may have
there.
been probably going the other way, honestly. You came close, though. You only had 2 trains you were missing and 1 arch.
I still don't know where the rest of the trains are. I found the arches, I found, like, the planes. where the chests are. There's...
All the trains are on this track.
Ah, God, well, that's already a bit bad that I didn't get that guy right away.
Indeed.
So it is just one, like, single track that loops around.
Yep.
Okay, so
There
I
are...
think it might actually be better. What I'm thinking is going the opposite way on the tracks to sort of get the guy, and at some point, like, get to these things and deal with them, or perhaps they'll, like, break up and do the arches or something. Just thinking
Makes
aloud.
sense.
Because I honestly don't know if that would be effective at all, considering I haven't seen, like, most of the barrels yet.
Indeed.
Yeah, this arch is close to the track, it seems. So it is, like, feasible. Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, I think it's probably a dead attempt.
Yeah, almost certainly. That's cutting it close. Yeah, not enough for that, though. Okay, I think I'll spend this next attempt just trying to figure out the spacing of the barrel things.
Yeah, just go for the trains. Did I give you a little hint about the trains? Never mind. I think you may have already figured out what my hint was going to be, which is go against them.
I mean, that's what I said I was going to do.
Oh, I must have missed that. I'm sorry.
So perhaps at that point, when I get to the plains, I just sort of hang around there and watch the tracks and just, like, get the barrels if I see them coming.
Yep. And that is actually exactly what I do.
Nice.
Yeah, I think there'll be a few deviations, but what you're routing is actually fairly similar to my route in many ways.
Well, that wasn't the guy I was going for, but I got someone.
Hey, that's helpful. There's your remaining arches. You would be in great shape if it weren't for the fact that the chests are so far away.
Yeah.
You're just barely gonna not make it.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
I think I've got the route, though.
Yeah, I think you've got the route for sure.
I still have no idea if, like, going for this guy because he's so close is a good idea, though. Definitely not when I hit the wall. I wonder if this would just be a good idea. Wonder if it's faster than flying. Feels like it.
I'm not actually sure. I think it's about the same. I know in the sequels it is actually a little faster, but I think it's about the same in this one. Could be mistaken, though.
I feel like at this point, my route's gonna have me going the opposite way around these arches, so I might as well go grab that one.
Indeed. Yeah, the way you've chosen to route this absolutely is we want to go around backwards.
Did I get the... I don't think I got the barrel, guys.
Yeah, you did not. And so with that in mind, I think you're already pretty screwed, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
These chests will help you, though. They add a lot of
Yeah.
time very quickly.
With how much time they add, I think if there's any chance of me salvaging this, it's getting these and then getting back to the arch next to the cave before time runs out, which is... doesn't seem easy.
Indeed, if you were lined up better, I'd say you could probably do it, but this is gonna eat up your time.
Yeah, I was having trouble getting in that cave, so it wasn't gonna happen anyway.
Indeed.
Okay, I say just ignore the first guy, the barrel.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gone for the first barrel
Oh,
guy
God.
myself. Although, the beginning of your route is one place where you definitely deviate for me, so I can't really give you too many hints on how to adjust the beginning of your route. I think yours will definitely work, though. I definitely see that this will work out for you.
Ooh, no, this is... I think this is what I'm doing now. Just following these arches, get to the plains, and then follow the... Get, like, the last arch that'll be there, and then go for the chest. Hopefully I'll have enough time. Depends on how well I do at the plains, really.
Mm-hmm. It's really fun watching someone figure out this routing for the first time.
Nice. Ooh, just barely got that guy. I wasn't sure which of the two guys to go for, so...
Pick one and stick with it. Sometimes you can get lucky and get both, but it's kind of rare. I don't think you're going to have enough time, but I wish you luck.
I might as well see if this is any faster. Almost certainly not.
Yeah. It was a good attempt, though.
Yeah, getting close, I think.
You really are. I genuinely think you're going to have it in one of the next two runs. Either this one or the next one.
I wonder if just sticking around here and dealing with the planes now, because I was talking about that in an earlier idea for this route.
Yeah, but you know what the spacing is like. Every once in a while when
Well,
you've
there's
got around the right
train right
spacing.
I was about to say this was probably a bit early, but yeah, I think I got the timing about right on that guy.
Yep. And then just wait for the next one, and then you can go off and get the arches.
I guess I'll follow it in this direction because that will end me up next to the cave.
Indeed. I think that this is a route
Yeah,
that
I
could
think
work.
this is the attempt.
I agree. If you mess it up here, it'll be because of something silly on your part, not because the route itself doesn't work.
Yep.
And you have an insane amount of time left.
Yeah, I've got this. Well, that's not good.
You land it. It's fine. You have so much time.
Yeah, that could have messed me up, but it didn't, thankfully.
Yep. And there you go.
It
You did it. Congratulations. Very nice.
That was fun, though I don't think I'm necessarily going to be trying for, like, a best time on that. I'm just satisfied having done it.
I have never tried for best time, if I'm being perfectly honest with you.
There.
But yeah, if you're curious about my route, I start with the chests, believe it or not, then go out, and then I go around the backside with the arches into the plains, and then from there I burn the plains while checking for the trains and get the trains as I'm doing the plains. So
Yeah,
I
can
usually
definitely see getting the chests first because they give you a lot of time.
Yep, and there was two reasons why I originally routed it that way as a kid. One was because of the extra time, which is really nice, and two was also the fact that I found as a kid that I often messed up and fell in the water, given how close the chests are to the water, and so I wanted to get that out of the way first, so that I didn't accidentally botch a run at the very end. A couple reasons.
That makes sense. I didn't realize that I had like 100% on everything except for Town Square.
Yep,
Might
and
as well go back to it.
you're not missing any levels either. This is it. You get this, you will have finished Artisans off. But hey, if you still can't figure it out, don't feel too bad. Again, it's probably one of the sneakier things for the very first world. One of the few things I'd say is actually on par with some of the later worlds.
Hmm.
You've done really well so far.
Thank you. Hmm. So I definitely can't get up there.
If you somehow manage to do it, you will literally be cheesing the game because that's not how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, I
Wouldn't
definitely don't think that.
surprise- Yeah, it would not surprise me if there's not some crazy speedrunning tactician after this figured out a way to do it, though, but it would be, like, super precise. You're not supposed to be able to do that.
Understandable.
I don't know.
Check out this area a while before committing to going across the gap.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I don't see much in the way of directions I can go.
Indeed. Roll things out one at a time.
I mean, I've learned that I can do this, but I don't think that'll necessarily help me.
I'm going to be honest with you, while I can certainly see how the roll would have its uses, I cannot say that these days I ever use rolls when I play Spyro the Dragon. So it's entirely possible to play the game without ever using it.
Right, so I saw a gem up there. Let's see, can I? There we go.
Congratulations, you figured it out. The thief jumps
Why
back
does this
down
guy-
there. You have to catch him before he gets to the end.
Really?
Yep.
So there's no way to like kill him when you jump down there?
Nope. Not that
I
I'm
thought he
aware
was gonna
of.
go in a loop or something.
He does not. He's probably the most annoying thief in the game. You just gotta gun it for him, and usually because there's not quite enough room to hit him with the charge, it's a good idea at the last second to flame him.
Well, that wasn't a great glide. Seems like
darn.
he gained some distance in that hallway. Is rather unfortunate. I want to make
Indeed.
sure I'm not missing anything around here, because I did kind of
Yep.
have to skip some of the gems to chase that guy. Well, I can get up there now. I guess
Indeed.
I'll go for the thief first.
They're smug assholes, though, thieves.
Yep, that they are. I pressed the jump button. What?
If you jumped while still in the charge, that's probably what happened.
Huh, I didn't think I did anything different to previous times, but guess I did.
Yeah, if you're still holding charge while you jump, then you'll just sort of dive bomb straight into the water. Ooh, that was very close. I think you almost had that.
Maybe I'll get him this time.
Yeah, certainly possible. Honestly, I'm almost kind of happy that you did not figure this out the first time you were here, because, yeah, if this was your first interaction with thieves, that would be unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm glad that I saw the one in the other area first.
Yeah, easily this guy's the most annoying one in the game. Honestly, the most annoying one of the series.
Hey,
There you go.
nice.
I mean, there are other thieves that will reset their loot, but he's the only one that makes you replay half the fucking level to get there.
Ah. That does sound rather annoying. That is...
Alright, you don't have these.
rotate on this.
Indeed. I'll give you a second to figure this one out, because I think you probably can figure out how this one works. But if you don't and you get stuck, let me know and I'll tell you. Yep, you figured it out. Nice. Just gotta get this spin.
Damn, it's not just a permanent level fixture being able to rotate at will.
It's really fun that that's the thing that they added. That, I don't believe was a feature in the original.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. You can always check your progress by accessing the guidebook through the pause menu.
Congratulations.
Nice.
You finished the entire first world.
Hooray.
That is everything. So you'd be roughly 1/6 done if this weren't the easiest world, and the others will probably take you longer, but we'll just say that you're roughly 1/6 done.
Nice.
Yeah, good job.
I do think that maybe I might want to call it there, honestly. Feels like a good
Reason.
stopping point.
Indeed, beating the first world is indeed a pretty good stopping point, I would agree with you.
Mostly just that I don't want to start the next world and then quit in the middle of it. Which, you know, I'm sure there's entirely the possibility of there being one that would take me long enough that I have to quit in the middle, but, you know, when I can control it, it feels like a good stopping point.
Yeah, I think that you theoretically could do the first 3 worlds in one session like that, but the 4th and 5th would be quite a time commitment, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. So, yeah, I don't think you'll be able to keep that up consistently, but it makes sense here in the early game.
Yeah.
And forget it in the 2nd and 3rd game. Worlds would take way too long. Worlds in the 2nd and 3rd game are significantly longer.
I am glad that you told me about this door thing, because I love hearing about stuff that is the source of playground rumors.
Oh yeah, and this is definitely one of them. Because everyone's assumed that there had to be something behind that, so it's really easy to trick gullible kids, as you know, another kid, into thinking that there was something behind this door. And so that was a thing that existed.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
if you
there's
hit
no way
this,
in there.
if you hit this 2,000 times, Luigi will come out.
Ah, yes, of course. But yeah, in the original game, there was nothing at all behind there. It was literally just a fixed wall texture. In this game, in order for, you know, it to look sort of realistic, there actually is something back there. It's a very, very, very small room, just big enough that you can see, like, a floor on the other side. But there was an episode of Boundary Break that was done where they showed off what was behind there, and it's just, like, the tiniest room imaginable.
Yeah, I see, like gray stone behind the door, but I would have totally believed that that was just a wall and that there wasn't even a room.
Yeah, there is a room. It's just minute. It is a very tiny room.
If I was in charge of this remaster, I'd totally put something there, but just like a stupid Easter egg for people, like, you know, Boundary Break.
Indeed.
Just like a smiley face or something.
I love the thought of that. But yeah, it's fun stuff. Another fun fact is that while you found the waterfall thing, the game actually gives you a hint much later on about that waterfall, and that's something you should go take a look at. So if you hadn't figured it out on your own, the game would literally prompt you to go look at the waterfall.
I feel like I did figure it out as a kid at the very least, because I remember those stones doing something. I just didn't remember exactly what.
Yep, they open up the flight level for this world, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely a fun secret.
Yeah.
And like I said, each world has one of these. I will say though that by far, I would say that this is the Well, maybe that's not entirely true. I think actually the fourth world might be the least intuitive one, but this is the second least intuitive one, which is saying something because it wasn't that hard for you to figure out to begin with.
Huh.
The sequels don't even bother with it being secret; they're just there. But I do think it's a fun thing in this game where you have to like solve a puzzle of some sort to get to them.
Yeah.
With the exception of World 3, they don't try very hard with World 3.
Makes sense. Murder.
Yeah. Murder.
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of this. Having fun so far.
Great. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. It's been fun watching, and hopefully that's true for the other people.
Yeah,
watching
hopefully
the
my
stream.
mic doesn't sound too terrible. Like, I commented before we started this, and I was trying to figure out my mic settings, that it sounded like Peter was the one, like, recording, and I was the one in Discord because of how bad my voice sounds in Streamlabs OBS. But there's not much I can really do about that, because the only way I know to remove, like, background noise is through Audacity, and I think that's just, like, a thing in Audacity. It's not like a plugin I can